तो हेलो एवरीवन, कैसा आज का वीडियो काफी खतरनाक होने वाला है क्योंकि आज हम देखने जा रहे हैं पीएमजीसी 2024 लीग स्टेजेस का डे 2। टोटल $3 मिलियन का प्राइस पूल है एंड डे 1 के बाद ओवरऑल स्टैंडिंग सब स्क्रीन पे देख सकते हो। मेजर प्राइज टॉप पे, फॉलोड बाय टीम स्पिरिट, अल्फा 7, वैम्पायर स्पोर्ट्स, बिगाट्रॉन एंड बाकी टीम्स को भी आप स्क्रीन पे देख सकते हो। जिनको भी नहीं पता, येलो ग्रुप 4 दिन खेलने वाला है एंड 4 दिन खत्म होने के बाद जो भी बॉटम 5 पे रहेंगे वो एलिमिनेट हो जाएंगे पीएमजीसी से एंड जो भी टॉप 3 में रहेंगे वो जाएंगे सीधा ग्रैंड फाइनल्स में एंड बाकी सारे टीम सर्वाइवल स्टेज खेलेंगे। तो भाई ये है फॉर्मेट, सिर्फ 3 दिन बचा है तो जो भी होगा आज बहुत मजा आएगा। एंड एमवीपी लिस्ट की बात किया जाएगा तो टॉप पे चल रहा है टीम स्पिरिट का नोमी। ये बंदा बहुत खड़क प्लेयर है, इसके ऊपर मैं ऑलरेडी रिएक्ट कर चुका हूं एक बार, डू चेक इट आउट। अपना वीडियो में आगे बढ़ने से पहले नीचे एक लाइक वाला बटन होगा, उसको फटाफट कर देना ऐसे वीडियोस हर रोज देखने के लिए। एंड ऑल्सो सब्सक्राइब करना मत भूलना गाइस, तुम लोग नहीं कर रहे सब्सक्राइब। वी आर वेरी क्लोज टू 3 मिलियन सब्सक्राइबर्स, इट वुड मीन अ लॉट, मेक इट हैपन, लेट्स गो। एंड विद दैट बीइंग सेड, नाउ लेट्स गेट स्टार्टेड।
I don't think you can make that approach until BTR make the move. Maybe Vampire could still be where they are, but it's just such a difficult
Zone is about to begin in 5 seconds.
When everybody is looking out for you. Major Pride actually will move down to the south edge of that compound, so they're giving up a lot of ground, but that, as you say, is very
एक नेट 4 मरेंगे भाई, एक अच्छा नेट बस।
They're all behind the same rock, one in the right.
क्या बात है, बहुत सही।
It's not landing.
कहीं और से पड़ी इसको।
A nice little say, but there's the offline as well. Inactive needs to go towards DRX, but it is a wild from the south side on the bridge down onto inactive. Sure, struggling to make the approach despite some good openers to MS.
DRX
Again,
finishes
for
4 man strong.
Perfect positioning, great holds. The sightlines were there, but
what a
they're
recoil control, bro.
unable
Nice.
to take the fight at all.
So
And they crumble on approach. And again, this is a team that was inside a compound, John.
Vital is the last man standing there. Inko bahar.
Farinko
Vampire
up
team
against
finishes.
Vampires, where they will finally push him out. That's 3 elims. It's the team that started in Hatsin, so has had a bit of an easy
असली
time.
मजे तो
cover
DRX
score.
ले रही भाई।
Vampire very much enjoying playing.
अबे क्या?
Placed out the
इसने मारना छोड़ दी पता? इसको लगा वो knock हो गया।
Western side of the circle,
पुश
DRX
कर दिया BTR
just
पे।
able to stay out of it right now. They are
ऊपर से
the
खूब सारा है भाई,
bridge
इसको मारो बस। लॉर्ड
in
गया
this lobby.
और एक
And
गया।
on the north side, BTR finally having to descend from the high ground, and it's going well to start. Zuxi puts a second limb up on the board. Doesn't
What
have
a
time
gun
to
power यार BTR,
recontrol
what
the
a gun
buggy
power।
here. Satar swings around the side.
Damage
but
तक नहीं
finds
लिए
nothing.
लोग।
His team's already done the dirty, and that will be twisted
बहुत
Minds
सही।
out. BTR get away with it clean.
But the rotation
उतार दिया एक को लूप्स का निन्हो ने।
They were able to
2
do
बंदे गए, DRX भी।
control on the BTR. They may have won the fight with Twisted Minds, but the war rages on, and it looks like they are on the sharp end
2
of
बंदे
the
बचे
spear
BTR
here.
का और एक गया।
It's a real tough time to get
किल्ले
away
दे
from
रहे
this.
लोग।
Look at the cover.
जोन से मारने वाले।
Well, in fact, you can't look
BTR,
at the cover because it
bye
just
bye
doesn't
to
exist
the
for
zone.
BTR. It is a complete broadside. Their zone.
ऑलमोस्ट हर जगह से एंगल बना के बैठे BTR पे।
Opens
BTR
up
बाहर
a
at
lot
#7।
for Major Pride has gone down already.
I think
DRX
he's doing
versus
knocked there
Xavier.
from Vampires off on the distance. Good nade from Humbian. Take down one of the DXAV players. There was a
Loops
slight
versus Hora.
slope down towards that eastern side where DXAV can
Gaya
play and
Xavier,
kind
yeah.
of hold off those angles.
this Levi
Hyunbin
gaya na?
will
My
flush
bad.
out Levi's as well. So now I think it is just a Detty left alive on that east side. This is a strange circle. It's not one you typically see here on Sandhawk, where it really does go down to the wire like this with 6 teams still alive at stage 7. This is very curious for a Sandhawk indeed.
Bro, MP का IGL must be feeling like a god right now.
On that northern edge.
कल भी जोन ऐसी आया इन पे, आज भी ऐसी आया इन पे।
A response from Aura maybe as they're able to put one
Right से
back
पड़ेगा,
towards
left से
Loops,
पड़ेगा,
but
हर
they've
जगह
got
से
some players on the
पड़ेगा, Loops
outside, meaning that they wouldn't
Eras
all
good
go
as
down
dead.
if it does manage to land, but the shots from Major Pride, they've just got such brilliant angles here to control the northern compound. And it's so hard to make this break. You have to go clear over a wall. There's no smoke
Loops
cover that
बाहर।
they've been able to lay down earlier on, and that is going to be
Vampire
perfect
push
for
कर
them.
दिया DRX
Major
पे।
Pride stay alive with 3 on the
Schweppes
north side,
knock।
and Vampire swing down to the south.
Nice
In the meantime,
knock।
Schweppes
Tony
goes down
के।
first. A nade to
Nice.
find Hyunbin on the back lines, but there is still
भाई
response.
सारे एक-एक
Tony
HP
K
है।
goes low, but doesn't get eliminated
One
just
good
yet.
nade might
There's a
finish
lot of damage pouring their
Vampire।
way, and their health bars are blinking right now. It's a
Yeah.
terrible
Vampire
time
out।
for them, but somehow they just survived
bro।
for a little bit longer.
Vampire, yeah।
Tony K, the last to go in.
12
as
finishes for DRX।
able to keep keep them at bay. 12 eliminations now for DRX on the south side.
Kya baat
Racking
hai,
up that
kya
last
baat
one
hai.
there. Not going to be the case because it goes to the play zone. And in the meantime,
So the
Major
final
Pride
fight
flexing out.
is
They're going to
between
take down the remnants
MP
of
and
DX
DRX.
and DRX will move
Will MP
into
clutch
the
this one
coastline,
again?
but Major Pride
Oi.
have so much control here.
Hyunbin
A nade
knocked.
over to the backlines. The
Cornered
reload on the
again.
Hyunbin.
Just like yesterday.
Low, and they are
Kya
crushed
baat hai,
against
nice
the
one.
blue. The nades keep on coming through. The
Nice.
shotguns ringing out.
Kya mare be MP wale?
Northwest Island. Major Pride.
Kya mare bhai?
That's their ground. Nobody can
Crazy.
move into their territory.
Crazy.
Electric Star just had this
So
situation.
the king
where
of Sanox.
I get the first.
I mean, the king of Sanok is Major Pride,
It
bro.
was a dead
That I
area.
agree, buddy.
Really
मैं
is
वो नहीं
quite
बता रहा
tough
हूँ
to
मैं.
play. Mirren St. John going for an aggressive push out towards the east here.
क्या बात है, लग गई. Team Spirit
Spray
बाहर.
down. Federalis
I
last
go back to back.
Takes down Team Spirit. Major Pride hot on their tail.
अबे एक गोली.
A little bit
Nice
more
one, nice
aggression
one,
as
nice
well.
one.
Becker in danger, gets pulled out. The reload can come through for Federalis. And now Evo station up for the fight. The nade's cooking. The shots from a third party as well. The angle's cutting across, and Federalis has the nade. It looks good, but it just goes a little bit
क्या
long.
बात है,
Doesn't
भाई,
take the
Federalis.
damage
Nice
from
one,
it.
nice
Steps
one.
out, and the shotgun lands. That's Major Pride down and out. Our top two
तो मैं क्या बता रहा था?
swept aside, but
जो
who can
जिस
take
लेवल
that
पे ये
place?
प्लेयर से और अरे ये क्या एंट्री मार दी भाई MSJ.
Whoa.
And that was last moment.
On Alpha 7 that too. उसके मार दिए एक को.
They damaged this team earlier.
Carrillo is the last man
Follow
standing
up
for
onto
Alpha 7.
What is a very diminished team here on Alpha 7 with just
एक
one
को दे
player
दिया
left
Carrillo ने.
remaining. Carrillo though, no slouch, not a player to be trifled
चल
with.
bro चल.
Erin, the third party from Zeus. Alpha 7
Zeus
now in a
over
1v2 for Carrillo on the inside. Jae-suk tentative, so is final. They don't want to go in for this one anymore. They know the third party exists from Zeus across the way, out to that eastern edge. But Carrillo wants
Push
to
क्यों
play
किया
himself.
Carrillo, मेरे को समझ नहीं आया.
Probably not the right decision though. Turns the corner into two sidelines.
Alpha 7 बाहर
Will
at hashtag
get cut
13.
down, and in front of them in the queue. Not too polite, but BTR will take the points if they can get them. Satar goes
Satar
down,
rock.
however, and DX Xavier will not go out without a fight.
Yeah, DX Xavier currently pushed up against the blue. That is the main assistance right now that BTR has. Unfortunately, they are downhill. Mirren St. John finds Nenevete. That is along the way, and will find the flush as well, which is big. In the meantime, it's Luke
Zaxi
versus Muerte. It's a 4v2.
Lamborghini
It's a tough
knock.
fight.
BTR गया क्या?
He goes, not
Yeah,
gonna
BTR.
quite find the connection there. BTR having a real tough time. I think DX Xavier may have just swept that fight over on the northeast
BTR
side.
बाहर at hashtag
Indeed,
12.
down go BTR.
Oi,
Really
HP.
nice approach for DX Xavier. That blue zone not being a factor. Tresley on the off angle as we hop back over to this fight between Demuerte
चलो,
and
Loops.
Loops on the south side.
Loops का भी time आ चुका है.
Steps in, gets one, the shutdown
DMR
is there,
घुस-घुस के
and
मार
Loops
रहा है.
are just being taken down one by one. The death march of Demuerte.
Yeah, Loops बाहर.
Able to
And
do a
hashtag
lot
11.
of damage in it and push past Jae-suk. Last player for MSJ. This mid game not as successful as they have had in the past. But not much more than that. Losing players to that Zeus off angle. And the nades go through. Inko still struggling. It's a solo who is very exposed from this western edge. I'm surprised
भाई
that
RSG
Jinping
कुछ
DRX
दिखाओ
have
यार.
not taken shots out this way. They may not have sightlines just down
कुछ
towards them,
बढ़िया
but
game
here
दिखाओ.
come DX Xavier. They're sailing straight for Hyunbin's position.
मार खा
DRX,
रही
their
RSG.
duo, may be under pressure now, and immediately they're just going to get rolled on in.
Yeah, DRX getting torn to bits there. DX Xavier making quite a
DRX
bold
बाहर.
push, actually. One thing that DX Xavier has always been very good at is controlling a large amount of spaces, open spaces at that. Their compound play is good, but I would say their open land play is even better.
Zeus still taking shots though. It's traded.
Oh,
back
S12
and
के
forth.
S12
Maniac
के
move
S12 के.
forwards. He is isolated from the rest of Zeus. Jae-suk solo going up against Inko. Let's see if he can get the job done here as he's up to the wall of the shack. Has a little bit of cover to play around. Both of these players
घुस के
not
दे दिया
quite
भाई, घुस
stepping
के दे
out
दिया. Nice
fast
one.
enough, but out he goes and
with that
just about able to get the
MSJ.
second shot to connect.
बाहर.
One show stays alive for Inko.
A little spread. Yes, some mistakes in those first couple, bring it back around, but you
Oi.
don't averages up. So today is very important.
Zeus Rita.
It's not in terms of trying to get towards the top side of the lobby, but a middling position would be fantastic for them.
Absolutely. Rami Bro are finally fully eliminated. Federalis can go no further. They did get spotted there.
It's getting tough dealing with these angles on the
I
side,
think so, right?
as well as trying to deal with a player who is within the mix.
DD versus Tony
so
K
they're gonna go
and
for a
Schwartz.
2v1 push, fully stimming up.
नेड आ रहा है, नेड आ रहा है, नेड आ रहा है. सही टाइम पे हट गया.
Steps in for the stunner. God turns the corner. Doesn't
वो
get
एक को knock किया है
shotgun.
नहीं
Looks
किया,
for
नहीं
another
किया.
chance, but his
धोनी के दे
ankles.
दिया. ये
Even
same
for
team थी क्या?
Vampires, I mean, heading over towards that northern side to try and
Was
break
it-
their way in.
Is it the same team?
There is open season.
Uh-oh.
Also in these squads. Good shots from Inco though. Inactive finding Lamborghini.
A really important pickup as well. Paragin is down. DX Xavier, they're on 2 players now, and they are splitting their focus. Eren stepping wide, but
Bhai,
back into a
need pe
nade
need
goes
aa raha hai
down. It's up to
Xavier
Rita now for DX Xavier, but there is an opportunity. 2 players for DX Xavier. Eren is down, and the blue zone is pushing, but I think behind that tree, he may have some cover. Inco is
Nice
such
one.
a major factor
Art
in this
finishes
position as Levi's picks
for
up another
Xavier
player,
Esports.
and it's Zeus going to start to crumble here. DX Xavier trying to stand the test, but Inco may have just been able to find the opening they were looking for.
Tony
A
cannot.
spray down across
Swaps
the way.
is the last man.
Or
नहीं,
a
नहीं, नहीं,
suffering
गया,
as
गया,
well.
Vampire गया
Inco
बाहर.
have command here.
Take command of.
3v,
and keep
3v,
under
1v3
control.
situation.
Vitali picking himself a refresh on level 3s as well, which is really big for
इसके
the
बाद
end
death
game.
circle है 30
Nate
seconds
sent
में.
across Paragin
I mean
down
26 seconds में
again.
death circle है.
And it's tough now. You're really wondering when they're going to make a full commit.
Rita
over towards
बची है
the
भाई.
position. I think they're still
जब
really
तक
worried
Rita
about
है,
these off angles. Levi
तब तक
knows
Zeus है.
there's a player behind. Again, it has just been slow here from Inco. I mean, they have had.
क्या बात है, nice one bro, nice one.
When is that push going to come through? And they keep exposing themselves to this angle.
अभी नेपाल के ऑडियंस पूरा
Now it's just
पंप होंगे पता,
Vitali. The
पूरा पंप
nade's
होंगे
going to
अभी.
go over, but there's no players left behind that tree. They've already been picked up by No Fear. As Aura turned things around, they were a little bit up against it, but they
बस
managed
उनको
to
Xavier को मारना
restabilize,
है
and
बस.
now the nades come through. DX Xavier cut
बारिश
down to 2.
बारिश रेड जोन बना दी.
Stay safe from these Aura angles here. Nadeti and Paragin, 2 players.
1v,
for
1v,
Leeds, he's
2v,
dropping
3
that
situation.
backpack, keeping his profile
Pura has
low,
the upper hand.
knows that every single second that he can stay undetected is value, and more points added to the Zeus tally.
It's a miracle no one's really tried to assault DX Xavier's position. Everyone's kind of relying on grenades.
ओए
here.
ये
I
knock
think
होना
Inco
था, मजा
certainly
आता.
had an opportunity just to send
रीटा आ
over
गया
the
पीछे
top.
से.
Up goes Rita. Adeti with the drop. That is real unfortunate. He knows he's forced in this
गया
fight.
Rita.
Aura's going to be coming
ये
over
भी
the
kill
top
होरा
side
को मिला.
and will pick up that
9
elimination
finishes
for themselves.
for Xavier Esports.
It is horrid timing on that prone.
Beautiful lead पे Paragin, beautiful lead. चलो प्रॉपर 3v2 फाइट.
Covered
होरा
by
वर्सेस Xavier.
Venom the last
10
time
finishes for
from
Xavier
the back,
Esports.
but the nade did connect
I
for
think होरा
Paragin.
निकालने
It's
वाला है.
now a
होरा
2
का
versus
पहला
3.
winner winner
DX
chicken
Xavier
dinner.
up to 10 eliminations.
It's happening.
They're already into
Let's
second
go.
place, playing as 3. A nade over from the back lines. Looks pretty good there. Does some damage, but doesn't get the knock. However, the health bars are a lot lower. Another one to follow it up. That might
कर दिया,
be
कुचल
good,
दिया, क्या
but
बात
again,
है?
doesn't quite
Paragin
find it.
is the last
Buggy
man
rolled down
standing.
for 1. Paragin now in a 1v3. Tries
With
to stay
that,
up behind the buggy.
होरा का पहला
Get it
winner
done.
winner
It's
chicken dinner.
Aura.
मैंने
Keep
बोला था
things
यार.
going. The
Prediction
northeast
OP कर
side
दो.
works out
हाँ,
well
कसम.
for them. They're fending off
मैंने
fight
बोला था,
after
I felt
fight,
it.
and they make their way
I
through.
felt it.
They can't really go for this fight. They know if they do, Alpha
भाई
7
Spirit
just
दे दिए.
wipes them
Slam.
down immediately. Team Spirit need to go
2v4.
for a crash. The Xavier will bear the brunt of it. 2 players on the inside. Paragin immediately going in for
Oi,
that. Off
nice
for
nade.
that.
Effect
And
knock.
there's the nade downstairs.
Oi,
Goes down
दे दिया
first.
Levi
Levi's
knock.
hops out. They know they've got the high ground. Lamborghini, Paragin.
Naditi
Lamborghini goes
is
down
the
to
last
Duarte
person
on that
standing.
further north side. Team Spirit, they're in, but Effectic is the next to get knocked.
भाई क्या कर रहा है नोमी?
I mean, DX Xavier responded insanely quickly. Adeti is in. They have to jump off the res here. In assistance from the stairway.
What?
Kitsune just confirming the flush, and Nadeti goes down.
कहीं और से पड़ रहा है गोली इनको.
So they've
अबे 2v4 फाइट था. 2 बंदे, एक बंदा नॉक फिनिश हो गया. दूसरा बंदा नॉक हो गया.
Shifting out
अरे हाँ गया, और एक टीम आ गया ना.
side as well.
DMR.
Not the greatest of position, but one that will work for the time being. But if it moved far down south like this, they will
DRX
always
मार खा रही है
find
Alpha
themselves
7
in
से.
a really difficult position. Now BTR coming up
BTR
against
के दो बंदे knock.
Duarte, and Team Spirit have already had some impact in towards this fight. It's a question of whether they want to third party this or not, and they do desperately need
ओए,
some
क्या मार रहा है?
to maintain their position towards the top side of the lobby.
Last man standing BTR का.
I've been switched on so
Nice
far
nade.
today. I've been
बढ़िया
enjoying
guys
watching their gameplay, but it may just draw short here in this match. Lepardo, the last to stand for BTR, the roll-up not
Wow,
going to plan.
what
Team
a
Spirit
nade, bro.
maybe
Gaya
now look to
BTR
flex
at
out, but
hashtag
BTR
14.
are fully down. Team Spirit, can they
Good
have an
defense
impact?
from
'Cause
DMR.
Roofman is down, and they may look to transition, take control of this hillside. In the meantime, on the north edge, Oro have tried to move down south, and Mirin Sejong has started to put the thumb screws on as the knocks come on through. 2 players down. They've lost Seiwu, but there's still 3 players active. nade there, and Alpha 7 continue to march in. If they can keep loops on the ground floor, that means that they're going to have to face Alpha 7 first. Or, well, he is going to have to face Alpha 7 first.
Yeah, nice nade be.
Maintain the top floor, that's what we need to do, but that is a good nade.
MP मार खाने वाली है.
Now
Alpha 7
Pride need to take care of Alpha 7. 4 versus 2, and immediately getting out of there, but spotted by Mafioso, not quite able to get enough damage to find a knock, but will put the fear in them as he advances. With that auto shotty, the Mini 14, not quite good for the spray down in the open yard. The burn on that door frame as well. Going to slow the approach for Alpha 7, but the nades keep on putting pressure against Major Pride.
Nice
burn
one.
Down will slow down soon, and there's the nade, there's the burn. Alpha 7 are able to take down Major Pride as well. So,
I think what they were hoping is the teams down towards the south side would maybe have a little bit more impact over towards that northern edge, but in the meantime, RSG has been very much on fight here. As Alpha 7 now think about what their next plan is. Wow, that is
गलत हो गया भाई, गलत हो गया RSG के साथ.
From Robs and Coops.
पूरा ADS खोल के बैठे. Twisted Minds
managing to get into a decent oversight position on the
Good for
entirety
Rita.
of North George. They've been a little bit slow. I feel like they could have transitioned down south a little bit earlier, taken on Inco on that ridge line that I've been talking about, but it's a difficult rotate to make. In RSG Go to try and get the remnants of Zeus dealt with, but there's players. Is it going to be a match?
Rita.
Maybe not, as he goes in, steps through, and has a little bit of danger sent his way, but finally Rita is eliminated. RSG can look to get the res. Alpha 7 though
does get up towards this ridge side on the south. You wonder if Inco's probably heard him in the vehicle.
Inco moving out this way, I think it's a bit too bold, and look at that, immediately Team Spirit. They transition down. Nomi does get knocked, but that's Resable. Only one player from Inco in position to try and get there. Matic a little bit late on the regroup here, but Kitsune can hold it down for the time being. A 1 versus 1, that's in his wheelhouse, and now Matic is here for the backup. Needs to be careful on a split approach, and Inco cannot move in to back up their player here. Vitali is on his own against 2 players from Team Spirit, and Matic sprays him down. Kitsune holds the line. They can get this res. This is the transition I wanted from Team Spirit. I think Inco leave too much in the wings.
By the way, ये Lord वही Lord है.
NGX Lord. They might get a couple of points, but they may have thrown away the game.
I mean, they had to hold someone on that back line. I think they'll
RSG अच्छा पुछता, but
regroup my teammates and let them know.
But they got owned in this
close
range fight.
As opposed to thinking that he potentially will be 3 there. But
yeah, RSG घर.
Team Spirit.
Alpha 7 भी आ गया.
Slow and effective. Confers.
मार देगा, सबको मार देगा Alpha 7.
One dramatic. There.
अरे ये थोड़ा रह गया नेड. उधर. Bounce होता ना उधर. Nice nade. Carrillo, nice one.
Where's that nade come from then? Carrillo on the off angle there finds an actually nade outdoor, but not quite in time to connect. 3 players from Alpha 7, 2 on the back lines for Inco. They still need some healing.
Nomi knock from Mafioso.
But he's more preoccupied with Lloyd's in. The ordnance goes back and forth.
Boom, bam, be आखिरी बंदा इनको का.
Nice high bounce there. That should
घुस जाएगा.
Gonna find in the knock. Continuing to move forwards, Carrillo onto the inside. They're scouting from the top rope, but it's not really going to matter too much. He goes and spots fading back to the back lines, and they know what's up.
Boom!
The nades should find the mark there.
कैसे बचा वो नेड से?
The corner just goes far. Revo breaks out.
क्या connection है भाई? क्या connection है Revo? Beautiful.
Still have oversight on this south side.
8 finishes 4 man strong. There is no stopping Alpha 7.
Incredible impact. Get a strong push over towards
उस रिच में आके MSJ से लड़ेंगे I think.
But he's been waiting.
But it's not going to be easy.
He needs to pop a really fantastic nade.
Yep.
It's a question of who moves first here. And again, Alpha 7's got so many vehicles still in play. Head back over towards the Wizard Tower.
अरे बाप रे बाप, सब के सब Alpha 7 को मार रहे हैं.
Have a broadside. They're gonna take so much damage if they don't find some cover soon. You can see they
Zone के अंदर जाओ भाई.
Sure, they've moved up further onto the west, but they are really pressured in now.
देखो MSJ मार रहा है.
Mafioso has such great angles too. Mafioso goes down first. Hoxie able to layer that, and with Alpha 7 drawing the attention of MSJ, now's the time for Team Spirit to try and make their approach.
भाई सबसे पहले Mafioso गलती नॉक खा के फिनिश हो जाता है वो. Could be, but I would say still Alpha 7. Let's see. Revo knock. I know me.
Good shot onto Revo. Should be a confirmation. I mean, he's so incredibly low. They'd have to tag him immediately. With the blue pushing in, I just don't think it's possible to get him back up now.
Danger mid-range है भाई इसका. Nomi का.
Maybe able to just get that res, but it's dangerous.
Marin Sejong, they have played this game
Zone has begun.
well. Good understanding of the
What will Alpha 7 do?
Terrain around this area, moving back up towards that north side again off the back of a good.
The only option they have is fight against
those apartments,
MSJ,
and then slowly working.
That's the only option.
They did slip through the net a fair few times. This is what I'm talking about in terms of the crash coming through. Jasuk's got a lot on his shoulders, but is able to win. Very good work for him.
With Final down the hill, there's no way that crash works. McGrellan trying to cross open ground now with smoke cover as his only friend. That tree sure is there. The Final knows exactly where he is. It's going to be a nade trade. Who's going to find the knock? Steps out into the smoke, waits for the peak.
In the meantime, as soon as the last man standing.
Team Spirit, they go forward. Alpha 7 down Paragin. They don't take
now it's Team Spirit versus MSJ 3v3 fight.
We're down to 2 players. It's those north and that south.
Well played, MSJ. Well played.
Play, and there is that first knock over towards Kitsune, but Nomi still has the off angle. Final not going to be slowed down on the approach. Matic has to hold down for his teammate here as Jasuk turns his attention out towards Nomi on the off. Hoxie, nade on
Matic
in. There's
also
no way you get that player back up.
Nomi is the last man standing for
will not be able to get a trade, and it's all up to Nomi in a 1v.
Well played, MSJ. क्या खेले भाई?
Nomi,
बहुत प्यारा खेला.
We've said multiple times that he's the greatest talent now.
ये zone से मरेगा.
But yeah.
Zone से मरेगा.
Push him one.
And with that, it's
that's the best he can
12
do
finishes, winner chicken for MSJ.
Korea
का team है.
Possible is good news for them. But
Day 1 में भी हमने देखा है.
Becoming so
strong team.
To a chicken dinner multiple times throughout these 2 days. Alpha 7 keeping things nice and calm.
Spirit push कर दी पे इधर.
Western edge.
इधर वो थी ना,
twisted थी. Smaller
twisted.
compounds as we head on through. Whilst having 2 players over towards the ridge side, getting some lay of the land up towards the east. Where Tumwete currently hold a large space in the fields with that compound.
अरे क्या बात है, effect बहुत प्यारा मारा.
Effect. What a
effect
response
from
coming through, nearly going down and will go down in fact to Coops on the off angle, but it may be residual. However, in the meantime, Bay will start to move up. Matic needs to hold this down. They are still on this 2-2 split for Team Spirit, meaning that this is so important to make work. Twisted Minds taking shots in the meantime. Effect crawling back. The smokes are there. They are just folding back away. RSG can't put too much pressure out this way. They can't
backup चाहिए Matic
Here
को.
comes the backup. Team Spirit are juggling the aggro here, and it's looking pretty good for them. But look at that flex out on the off angle. A rotate comes in from the side. The nade comes through. The flush.
MP versus Alpha 7. Mafioso knock.
Loops have sent up to try and get it
पहले knock होता है Mafioso. Finish भी हो गया.
It's a frustrating tag inside
By
the smoke
no
as
fear.
well. There are nades been sent through. I mean, Twisted Minds took a couple of knocks there. In comes Team Spirit. Try and collect the rest of their teammates. It was only a matter of time of how long they could actually hold this 2-2 split. Now they go for some more smokes. Matic doubles
Loops
back.
versus Zeus.
Should get this res through. They are right
आखिरी
on the
बंदा है
edge
Loops
of the
का.
circle now and have to move further
वो भी लो गया
Vampires
Loops बाहर.
get a very lovely spot down towards the south side as Zeus will
पीछे
pick
से
the
Xavier
final
आ गया.
player of
Spirit की लग गई.
Wow, that is rough for Matic.
Lamborghini moving forwards for DX.
माँ कसम ब्रो क्या टाइमिंग रहता है टीम्स का क्या टाइमिंग रहता है.
Taking shots out towards Team Spirit, but that is their first
Nomi भी गया.
casualty. They have been.
अबे लॉर्ड ने दे दिया भाई.
टोचन
दे दिया.
Oh wait, that was the second player to go down there. In fact,
RSG बाहर.
Now left as a duo. Bay falls, and that is RSG eliminated.
Spirit के दो बंदे.
Opens up a little bit more room for Team Spirit, but they are already down to 2, which is not where they wanted to be, especially with DX Xavier pushing in behind them, trying to contest for that second place on the overall standings.
You can understand why Nomi stayed behind to try and hold down that compound
wow.
they could move back towards. He was the anchor point.
Grenade से इतना low हो गया. Sorry, grenade से knock
so
है.
many teams come through all at the same moment. I think they may have been better off just regrouping as a 4, or even just regrouping a little bit earlier. I think they were waiting for this stage 4 shift before they made that decision. Again, with the way the actual compounds were set up on the north and south side, it wasn't likely they were going to get too much differential with the next circle. So yeah, the regroup.
क्या composure है भाई, मार दिया उसने first aid.
Vitali inside the blue, struggling versus DRX.
Nearly gets that first aid off, doesn't commit.
क्या बात है, nice one, nice one, nice one, nice one.
Through the windows, the second round goes his way. And the bell will ring for DRX. Inco stay alive. Still one more player actually for DRX. Actually with
zone से
on the southwest side. A little bit further away, but still in the blue. A knock over to Vitali. Comes on in. It's going to be tough. Can't get this res out here, which means that Juancho moving on as a Stolo. Vampire caught up against it with Harame Bro. Nuzi goes very low to the nade. Range flexing out wide here as Rig is also in this scrap. The nade bounces just a little bit short. Vampire look to commit to this res, but the nade takes him down. Nuzi falls. The shot
बहुत खतरनाक फॉर्म में बता रहा हूं मैं.
Sweeping, and he will.
खतरनाक फॉर्म में
Harame Bro suffer under the boot. Vampire able to stamp down, but Nuzi goes out.
That still sits them in with the runnings. Deep Savior though continued to perform well, but this crash is starting to get a little bit more rough. They're able to find an initial knock. In comes the rest of the players, and Effect has to hold strong.
Oh, nice try, Effect. Nice try.
Second place up for grabs.
Team Spirit bahar.
Xavier look to defend.
Xavier,
Spirit
excellent.
Fall, and they will still be in third. Alpha 7 potential to jump up into that third place qualification spot. MSJ as well, waiting around the corner.
MP aa gaya.
Take it from them. MSJ close by, and the roll up for DX Xavier. Major Pride. Top dogs in the lobby. They see what's going on beneath them, and Twisted Minds
आखिरी बंदा है ये भी. ओए Twisted Minds आ गया.
But Major Pride as well.
दोनों को मार दिया.
At the top of the tables. As
Xavier को भी मार दिया.
Go down for the
भाई
fight.
एक घंटे से मार रहे इधर Twisted
take them on 4 versus 4 as the two teams crunching from either side.
4 kill मिले इनको.
In the Twisted Minds, probably the best game they've had all tournament so far. As Zeus finds Coops. It has been a horrendous amount of teams looking out this direction as we move further over towards that western side, and Zeus has got...
This is the game to do it. They have a lot of control over the south side. The difficulty is that there's so much open ground to try and navigate. So we'll have to wait to see if they've got more left in the tank, because they've only got 3 eliminations so far. So we're back on with the fight. Another knock over towards
Ura versus Vampire.
Stone knock. Doran, and Twisted Minds are starting to hold pressure from Jong. It's going well again. South Korean strategists. Final, however, takes that knock. That nade comes in from Coops, and Twisted Minds still looking to put in the fight. But the nade downhill forces Coops out, and Twisted Minds fall.
Pure 4v4 एक casualty होगा शायद mostly. बिठा दो गाड़ी में.
Alpha 7 को इधर clear करना ही पड़ेगा. So important to get impact here. If you don't get the value on the roll up, it's basically a dead
road की उस तरफ कर दी, push कर दी. Alpha 7 versus Hora.
Impact on the third party for Vampire on the south side. McGrellan leads the charge for Alpha 7. DBS in hand, 2 players on the
door. Nice connection bे.
2 shells but not going to connect. It goes down for a response.
क्या बात है Alpha 7 बाहर. एक झटके में. एक झटके में Alpha 7 बाहर. By Hora is
way to hold out. Hora stay alive, but is there a third party?
Sky Hora knock from Tony के. Instant डब्बा.
The shot. Zeus doing a lot of work from the south side. They're flexing out in the meantime. Tony K now drawing the attention of Aura, and he won't even take Sky out.
It is impressive.
7 finishes, 3 man strong.
The bullets to make move was kind of masterclass.
मुझे लगा ही था भाई Hora ही मारने वाला है इधर फाइट में, इसलिए मैंने Hora बोला.
Long, but just about enough to take down Hoxie. There's 1 nade sent back in response, but it's only 1 player, and I think Seiru sort of has to.
Alpha 7 is not looking in their best shape.
If we know Mir and Sejong, they're a team that likes to try and confirm the assists onto the teammates. I think at that point he should have just left.
He was trying.
I think Hora is going to take this one, bro.
Going long. It felt fairly intentional by Zeus.
Let's go. वो casualty नहीं होना था. Tony के danger मार दिया.
You're investing 7 nades, 8 nades into that position.
No fear knock.
You throw them further back. It cuts off that retreat whilst also just slowly melting down the player, meaning that and it's their time to shine. But will they seize that opportunity?
I mean, equally for Muerte, some really good players on site here who, you know, not all of them joined the scene super recently. But I mean,
nice one.
Definitely one of the guys on the block recently that we have been talking a lot about. Otto finding 1 great
क्या बात है?
as well. How long
उसका reload आ गया उसी टाइम पे. क्या बात है?
Might have just been ruined there and then.
And look at this flex out from Zeus as well. If they can get rid of they've taken out so much danger in this lobby.
Mr. पूरा पलट गया मैच.
Points confirming.
Zeus का मैच.
The res onto Malik. That is going to go down. And Zeus with the flex out. 2 players moving over here. And Darkin stays out on the east side. But Boopsman has his number. He knows exactly where he is. The crawl out. But he's spotted. He steps up, gets that third party peek from the back of the buggy. And Darkin does
Zeus के हाथ में गया.
So much damage to them, leaving the Muerte on just 1. Mr.
मार दिया
may have just won this match.
And hashtag 3
eliminations, 9
1v3 situation है DMR का player के लिए.
Which you can convert on very quickly. This is wise from Zeus. I mean, they don't need to close it down right now.
No, they have a rough idea of where he is. Absolutely. In come the shots. Everyone misses.
Kuch chaliye diya, like I said.
We'll
And
get
with
a quick
that,
swing around from Darkin.
it's a
And
winner
again,
chicken
very
dinner for
obvious
Zeus
position. He's clearing
Esports.
all their angles first in
Chalo,
terms
inka
of
bhi
where
comeback
the
ho gaya.
crate was. And
We're going to have a little bit of a clash, and Zeus definitely coming out the better of the two on this one so
Backup
far.
aa gaya BTR ka.
BTR dropping down to 3. Aaron looking to confirm
MP versus
this.
Alpha 7 Mafioso knock.
Well,
भाई क्या फिनिश होता है भाई ये Mafioso. आज तो कितनी बार कहीं भी नॉक इंस्टेंट फिनिश. मार्गलेन भी नॉक. Carilo भी नॉक लग गई. Revo is the last man standing for Alpha 7.
Darkin has such a great angle to back up his teammates. Aaron
RSG kill चोरी कर रहा है. गया Alpha 7 बाहर.
You see the first aid coming on through, and another knock goes through to BTR. The nades up high don't connect, and more knocks go the way. Zeus handle it perfectly.
Not good.
Even with the sub out there from BTR,
Not
it didn't seem to
good.
change too much. I mean, they were fighting
BTR भी
uphill
है
still, but again,
क्या बात
Zeus
है.
just
They've been looking for
MP
the
का एक ही बंदा
opportunity,
बचा है.
denied it against Zeus. Do they find it here against Vampire and Twisted Minds?
ओए कहीं और से पड़ गए टोनी को.
Vampires down to 2. It's a nice shot from the
Kitsune.
sidelines. And Tony K's already down. I mean, Team Spirit can get involved in that. And that's
Tony
actually
एक kill चोरी
perfect
कर दिया
for Team
Twisted
Spirit.
Minds
One
में.
player from
बाहर
Twisted
Vampire भी
Minds
बाहर.
hitting the deck. Now Team Spirit can fully get in on this without really too much.
जिस तरीके से मैचेस जा रहे हैं ना,
retaliation.
मेरे को लग नहीं रहा Alpha 7 Vampire ये सब क्वालीफाई होंगे.
This could be another
But कोई बात नहीं, अभी 2 दिन बचा है.
for Team Spirit.
और आज का एक मैच ही बचा है.
lose players, which they do. A nade over finds Bay. The spray down is there.
RSG.
And Lord is going to get caught
5
up in it as
finishes.
well. Twisted Minds
2 men
fall.
strong.
RSG are flagging, and Team
Two नहीं,
Spirit have
solo
just
बंदा
had
बचा
one
है.
good
Two
turn
men,
after
two men.
another. They have been absolutely perfect on this approach. It's really played out well for them. This is a brilliant third-party situation for them now. 2 players on the inside for them to deal with. Nomi up close, but low on the HP bar, trying to shred through them. And it will be Matic to step up against God. Lightning now, the last to go. And Team Spirit, 6 eliminations on the cards. With Major Pride already going low as well. On
Nice try, Lightning.
Kitsune looking to try and
भाई
challenge
Team
around.
Spirit
Doesn't
क्या
go
खेल रही
down.
है?
And
7
Effect will be
finishes,
able to
4
put
man
the
strong.
final nail in the coffin. RSG
बढ़िया खेल
down.
रही है.
Team Spirit on the south side.
Yeah, DRX
But
as well as
Matic
Major Pride down
फिर
towards
पुराना
that south
teammate के
side.
साथ
Again,
जुड़
the
गया
top side of the
Kitsune
lobby
से.
has taken,
They are
a
doing
fair
fantastic
beating.
now. I love
But
this team
Spirit
now.
still up
Team-
as 4.
Team
Getting
Spirit.
7 eliminations on the match does mean they overtake DXA. With
Effect,
only 2 players
Matic,
left.
Kitsune and
And the Major Pride down.
Nomi.
I think that was 8th place. You can see the
Matic
reboot
के साथ
come.
ही था,
Zeus are
I
ready
think.
for it.
I don't
They
know.
want to take this
Nomi
fight,
knock
facing
by
off in
Matic.
the EMEA. They've got the
Vehicle
practice
blast.
here, and Matic takes down Nomi with a vehicle explosion. That is going to be Resable, but the nade over the top from Rita could seal the deal.
What a nade, bro. What a
Good.
nade.
The arc looks perfect, but it doesn't quite get the knock.
Trouble,
on Matic.
trouble,
All the flush
trouble
onto
for
Nomi.
Team
The
Spirit.
res can come through, but Kitsune's down in the meantime, and Zeus are
Baap
so
re
ready
baap.
for this fight.
Lag gayi.
It's just a little bit too bold for Team Spirit. There's the re-knock onto Matic, and Nomi in effect now the last 2 to stand against 4 from
खत्म है Team
Zeus,
Spirit.
and they
खत्म
haven't even had to step into the sidelines. MSJ clipped the back lines of Team Spirit. The nades flow on through as well. It's all up to Nomi now on the forward position. He wants to look for this res, but Maniac is there. The spray from MSG.
क्या घुसके मारे बे Zeus वाले.
MSJ, sorry.
मजा आ
in
गया
the
देख
middle.
के.
It's going to find them, and it's going to be plenty of salt in the mix for Team Spirit.
मास्टर क्लास दे दी भाई. इस जगह पे होल्ड करेगा तो क्या होगा तुम्हारे
That's
साथ?
an explosion on the vehicle. I don't think it was intentional.
Wow.
I
Beautiful,
think the
beautiful.
vehicle was exploding at that point anyway, and
Zeus.
you know, we got a little bit too close.
Esports.
But yeah, you can see how one simple mistake can
But
lead
not
to
these
the
spike. अरे चुप.
entirety of your
बहुत
team
प्यारा
going
खेलेगा
down.
Zeus वाला.
There's Kaisei.
10 finishes for
Ended
Zeus.
off.
सब के सब जाएंगे उधर अभी
I
फाइट
think
लेने
it's forced
उस
DRX
कंपाउंड
and
में.
Team Spirit to branch out around them.
And who do you think is gonna come on top?
And that's exactly what happened to both of them, right?
Hrithik Roshan,
They
six
managed to
finger.
Stay alive through it all. Zeus
Nice one,
mounting
nice
up.
one.
The smoke covers there. The crash coming. Inco do have angles on this.
I'm gonna go with Zeus.
Cover. It's the broadside of
I'll
the
go with
concrete
Zeus because
that
इस
the
ये
windows
टीम ने
can
मेरा
be
टीम को
through,
मारा.
but Inco can still have an impact here. There's the shot through
Inco
the
ने
sidelines.
ओए
And Maniac does go down
Rita.
first. Potential to res, but
Rita
Rita
का
finds
nade.
Nenebete, and that's going to slow Inco down.
Which is super important. I mean, it was unlikely. It's a really good catch there. And that's
Ooh.
so many things for Marin Sejong
Big
to
nade.
keep their attention on. And yeah, nice nade over the top there.
बस Zeus के दो
Does
बंदे
take
knock है
down
क्या?
Zeus leaves him with just Darking, but Luke's will pick up that
क्या
point.
हो रहा है?
I don't think Marin Sejong cares too much though, as long as they're staying safe.
They cannot, in fact.
Death circle starts.
Side with Aaron on the back lines as well.
Now.
Inco covering off the
हो गया
flank.
start.
Loops bearing down upon them. That's a brilliant pickup for Zeus, though. Again, Nino just keeping things together.
MSJ good defense, bro. Solid defense. 7 finishes, 4 mans, bro.
This south side, finally Inco fall. This gives a little bit more leg room for Zeus to get these reses to come on through, in fact, and maybe get Rita back into the mix, but no, he's just a little bit too far away, out of reach, and
Zeus goes down next
as well. Rafinha has the angle between those hay bales, and it's all
my predictions are bad today.
Loops may be able to wheedle their way into this one.
Yeah, a lot of damage done over towards mrspikeinquiry, and with now Zeus taking out the situation with 12 limbs, no less.
Man bhi nahi kar raha, kaun sa team choose karu main.
Start worrying about mrspikeinquiry.
Main nahi kar raha choose.
Another knock over towards
MSJ.
That is very, very important.
MSJ.
Rafinha on the sideline.
इस बार तो सही होना ही है.
From Loops up against mrspikeinquiry.
क्या खेल रहे भाई
MSJ
वाले?
alive. Hoxie Seiwu on the forefront. Jaesuk moving around, but Hoxie wants the fight. He steps
एंट्री
out.
अच्छी है लेकिन बैठने का तरीका अभी बड़ा कैजुअल.
What do you think?
Yes, he is. He wants
They're
more as
definitely
well.
doing very strong.
Hoxie takes
Congrats
him down
MSJ
with
for the
a
winner chicken
push
dinner.
out.
भाई क्या खेल रहे MSJ वाले? आज का दिन MSJ के हाथ में.
I mean, it was their game from the
Not so bad. I think MP is
a
looking really good.
Performance there for them,
but it's too early to say anything.
Again, 1 point.
BTR slams on Xavier Esports.
Will be going up against RSG.
भाई दो बंदे स्लैम कर दी बे.
Very much willing to get in and stuck into the fight. Still giving Zuxi the bench treatment, but it's going to work out for them this time around against the opener to DX Xavier. But 2 of them have gone down in response. Both of them are getting rezzed almost immediately, though.
कार गाड़ी लेके जा.
Chill. BTR to get back up on their feet and
मार देंगे
absolutely have to regroup, reset on this one because they took a fair amount of damage. But making this into a 4v3 does make life a lot easier. Lamborghini has a tough.
और ये दोनों knock लग गई. Lamborghini last man
catch
standing.
off one of these players, but an immediate re-knock as well as a knock.
क्या ग्रिशन दिखाए हुए BTR मजा आ गया.
News for DX Xavier.
मजा आ गया भाई. 1v3 मारा इसने.
To close down day 2 in that top 3, then this is not the way you want to go about it. Still, these off angles are going to be a massive impact on every single engagement now on these hillsides. You can see how full that southwest side is blank. Oh my goodness. So many teams all looking to squeeze their way in, and not too many of them going to be successful. In the circle as well.
I know.
Only just, and I think that BTR are going to have to move out that way as well. As we hop over to
everyone knows
Zeus,
G9, bro. Chill.
Trying to make their way through. Still, all 4 of their players alive.
Rita
taking one of Zeus down. Rita can't stand up to Jaesuk. The nade downhill from Final, and there's so much damage pouring in. Maniac goes low, and they are looking for the knock. Finally finding one, but the damage is done. In comes Seiwu as well, as mrspikeinquiry get the best end of the fight. In he goes.
MSJ strong, bro.
Of Zeus to fall
MSJ
to the off angles.
Strong.
On board, but Matic not going to be super powerful in this situation right now. He's already very, very low.
Nomi, yaar, red dot, yaar, please.
They are on a tear today.
Man.
Already up in the first place.
What do they do sometimes?
That spray, that's going to be
red dot. 100% knocked, pata red dot se.
Yeah, if he was able to get that, that actually prizes open this fight a little bit, and there is certainly going to be teams looking over towards this location.
This is going to be a very interesting fight.
Who would like
Spirit
a strong
versus
position
MSJ.
in the circle, and Team Spirit is somewhat forced into this fight now because they need to win it. They need a location to play.
This rooftop for Kitsune is so dangerous as well, right? Because as soon as someone crests the high ground behind them, he is just completely open and exposed, and there it goes. Immediately starts taking damage, has to drop back. So we hop over to Inco. This is on the west side of the circle.
Why nahi wo fight?
Still struggling against them here. Inactive and Satar. This is, I think, 1 player alive for both of these 2 rosters. Satar does have a teammate to potentially can survive.
Kar do red zone
fight, I think Inactive, yeah, he's just going to confirm that. Grab that point for Inco. Rightly so.
ऐसा कुछ नहीं होता है,
Towards
bro.
those top 3, but just getting into those survival stages may be a challenge. Loops taking a knock.
Oh, रे मुझे लगा ये knock कर देगा, but
slow them down as he steps in. That might slow them down a little bit, though. As the spray goes well for Yappy.
MSJ कितना chicken निकाला? 2 chicken निकाला आज, if I'm not wrong. They're at #1 now. Century मारती भाई MSJ.
From Harame. Looks to go assist his teammate Yappy underneath. Nilzada up top side.
क्या बात है, bro?
Good monster,
Nice, Molly.
Beautiful
problems.
Oh. Nearly connects on that spray, gets a lot
भाई
done, and in fact
मार दिया उस मोली से उसने पूरा
एंट्री अच्छी है लेकिन बैठने का तरीका अभी
आराम है
बड़ा
ब्रो बाहर क्या मौली था वो क्या मौली था
I mean,
शिकागो राइट नाउ
it was an
मैं
awkward
शिफ्ट टू न्यूयॉर्क
situation to be in. locking down that northwest edge of the map. They start working with
Chel
their way
Revo.
through onto those
The way he needs
roadsides.
to heal.
Inco
1v1.
moves on through.
1v1.
past
Revo
BTR,
versus
those two
Nozi.
solos we still have remaining. And Alpha 7 in a
क्या
good spot.
क्या नेड से भाई टोनी के इतना प्रॉपर इन्फो दिया
More than good.
टोनी के इतना प्रॉपर इन्फो दिया
That's,
कि नेड से ही मार दी भाई उसने
Going down to the nades, needing to get res. Stone gets the heal off. Hyunbin gets knocked. Kaitsei with a nade up high. This looks good. Could be troublesome, but goes long. A bounce. No, not going to connect there.
व्हाट अ नेड ब्रो व्हाट अ नेड नाइस वन कर देंगे
Yeah,
पुश कर
Nate
देंगे
is
DRX
way long, and Schweppes kind of runs straight back into the next one.
पे नोजी
It's the
क्या
exact
बचा
same position.
कर दिए
And
पुश
Newsy gets caught out
लग
next.
गई
Although
वैम्पायर
the
की
first grenade wasn't great. The next
Lug
two
गई,
were
Vampire बाहर.
pretty on target.
DRX,
DRX
चार
is
finishes,
very
4 man
happy with the
strong.
way that fight goes down. Although Hyunbin, what a rough time this is for Team Spirit. They essentially
Mechanic
need
उतार
someone to
दिया,
crash
DD
and then
को.
win a consistent
GGC
fight
भी
off the
उतर
back of
गया.
that.
लग गए
And it looks
RSG
like they
की
are pushing up. Fair enough. They need those crates. They
Bay is the
need
last man
crates.
standing for RSG
And they managed to find two of them.
Well, now Effect has to deal with the entirety of Major Pride himself. There are nades as well to be
क्या
sent
बात है
down.
नाइस
Oh,
वन ब्रो
backstab
नाइस
from
वन
Bates.
से
Oh,
बढ़ गया
that's
इसको
two.
लैम्बोर्गिनी का
They need to
सर्वाइवल
confirm off the
देखो
back of that. Is
अकेला
another
बचा था.
solo to take him out. The DXavier.
Not getting the
Spirit,
flushes on towards
DRX,
Major Pride is really unfortunate.
and Major
nade
Pride.
up towards Foops, man. Does connect, not getting the final blow, but more nades are flying over the top as well as Elementrix spots Lamborghini. So the last player for DXavier is dealt with as Major Pride are back up to all three of their players blank, but they're trapped on the inside. This is dangerous,
Yeah,
but they
Foops
fight
bang, yeah.
through.
I'm not doing a horrid job either.
और दो बंदे गिर गए एक
Oh, no.
एक गोली एक गोली एक गोली एक गोली
As DRX should find
एक
out
गोली
last
Major Pride
I don't know
बाहर.
how he survived there. I think Team Spirit might
काफी
be
finish
able
हो
to
गया.
steal away a couple of those.
गया,
It's
गया.
actually
Major
Hyunbin
Pride
to pick up one. In comes Hoxie though. The flex
MSG push
already
कर रहा है.
found.
Oh, and goes flushed as well. Another
This is the
up
fight
for the
I
next.
was
It's
looking for.
Kitsune and Nomi on the inside. The duo for Team Spirit against
अरे!
3 for MSJ.
क्या बचा
Hoxie's
वो?
cleaning these angles away,
Nice one.
but the
Ooh.
stunner goes
मार
out.
देगा.
A big peak there, but
Team
not
Spirit को
going
मार
to
देगा
work out
MSJ.
as Kitsune goes down first. It's all up to
Strong,
Nomi.
baby,
Still
MSJ,
in a 1
strong.
versus 3, but it's not going to happen. They are down and out. Team Spirit swept aside. DRX trying to control MSJ from rampaging out of it as well. But
Yeah.
2 of their players are down, and MSJ are
2v2
finding
it,
openings
2v2,
left and
2v2.
right. Sois in the smoke, doesn't have any hard cover. Say Woo on the low ground. Hoxie on the back lines. With the shotgun, he's been plenty efficacious.
आखिरी
but
बंदा है
range,
MSJ का.
not so deadly. Say Woo now, the
1v2
last to
situation.
stand. It's a 1v2. Can he make it work for the South Koreans for a 3rd time today? Claiming the top spot. It's their big challenge. Say Woo around the side.
Well
of the
played,
Crossduster.
DRX.
So is
Well
breaks wide,
freaking
but
played.
it's not going to be this time around. They're
They're back in business and I think with this match ये top 5 मैच आएगा DRX भी भाई कोरिया
I mean, they had an easy
कोरिया
game
तो
on the
भाई
eastern side, and it was very well cleared out.
ग्राइंड कर रहा है भाई
An easy
कोरिया
goal after
ग्राइंड
that
कर रहा
point.
है हैशटैग 1 पे we have MSG हैशटैग 2 पे we have Major Pride हैशटैग 3 पे we have Team Spirit भाई ये तीनों बहुत कंसिस्टेंट टीम्स हैं इन तीनों में से एक टीम को टक्कर देके अल्फा 7 को आना है मतलब चैलेंज रहेगा नेक्स्ट 2 days आर गोइंग टू बी वेरी क्रूशियल बहुत क्लोज चल रहा है स्कोर Xavier Esports DRX Alpha 7 Vampire Zeus इनमें से कोई भी टीम टक्कर दे सकता है अगर ऊपर वाला टीम कुछ चोक करेगा तो आई होप यू गाइस आर रेडी फॉर टुमारो क्या लगता है कौन से 3 टीम्स जाएगा ग्रैंड फाइनल्स के लिए जरूर बताना चैट में लेट्स सी हो रहा 60 पॉइंट्स है हो रहा के पास बस बॉटम में ना चले जाए बॉटम 5 टीम्स विल गेट एलिमिनेटेड आउट ऑफ बीएमजीसी बॉटम 5 में वी हैव ट्विस्टेड माइंड्स हरामे ब्रो आरएसजी Loops, DMR. Wow, competition is very very high. तो ये था guys PMGC League Stage Day 2. Hope you guys had fun. अगर तुम लोग को थोड़ा भी मजा आया ना स्ट्रीम लाइक करना मत भूलना सब्सक्राइब करना मत भूलना and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Until then, peace. मिलते कल same time with same energy. Until then, bye bye, take care.